When it comes to snack foods, I have one vice. Lay's Stax. Specifically the barbecue ones. I pretty much get like 1 or 2 of these every single time I go to the grocery store. Lay's Stax are not the best chips ever, but they're certainly one of them. The thing with the Lay's Stax though is I'm not super adventurous when it comes to them. I pretty much just get the barbecue. I don't ever try any of the other flavors. So I decided I was gonna do that today. Right now, I have every single flavor of Lay's Stax, at least according to their website. I didn't go out of my way and get like any weird foreign ones or any discontinued ones. I just went based on the 10 flavors that they have listed on their website right now. And I'm basically going to try all of them and basically rank them best to worst based off of my tastes. Maybe I'll find something that I like better than the barbecue. Maybe I can switch it up. So without further ado, let's get started. Not gonna start with the barbecue ones though. Going to start with the, you know, the standard for potato chips. Original. I have never had the Lay's Stax original. I've had Lay's, like regular plain Lay's, and I don't like them. I feel like they're a very mediocre chip for an original chip. I feel like they're just kind of bland and plain. I mean, I guess all plain, like original flavor chips are plain by design, but you know what I mean. Like you get some that are just really good potato chips and then some that you might as well just be taking a piece of paper and gnawing on it. I don't know which category these fall under, but I mean, let's see. I mean, as I thought, they're just all right. I think it's been a while since I've had regular Lay's. I think I like them a little better than just normal Lay's, but I mean, there's nothing special here. I mean, again, it's still good. I'll still eat it. So I'm going to put these just right dead center. I'm basically going to just put them left to right of the order that I like them in, I guess. So I'll just put these dead center. This is the baseline chip. Now, I mean, let's move on to the barbecue. I already know what these taste like. Those are really good. I don't know if it's because it's mesquite barbecue. I tried looking up what mesquite barbecue is, and it's basically like it's barbecue cooked or smoked using mesquite wood, but none of the things told me like what that actually does to the flavor. It's just like, well, it's made using mesquite wood. It's like, cool. What the fuck does that mean? They taste sort of like sweeter, maybe. Is that really? I don't know if that's how you describe it, but it's a pretty good barbecue chip. Like Lay's Stax not being the best chip, these are not the best barbecue chips. They are pretty solid, but I wouldn't say these are like if I had to choose the best barbecue chip, these would not be the top. The top, at least as of the ones that I've tasted, would be Martin's Kettle Cooked barbecue chips, but those, even though it's a Pennsylvania brand, none of the stores around me seem to carry them. The only time I ever have them is if my parents come down, visit, and they bring like a bag of those chips with them. Because I'm not gonna drive 45 minutes out of my way to buy a bag of those chips. They're pretty darn good, but they're not that good. These, on the other hand, I can find them pretty much anywhere. They're convenient and still pretty freaking good. And I'm gonna have to like move on quickly, or else I'm just gonna eat this entire thing before I even get to the other 8 flavors. Putting that at the top, this is the one to beat. I'm kind of hoping that something beats this, just because if something is better than this, then it's gotta be pretty damn good. But I don't think anything will. Barbecue chips are just generally my favorite flavor of chips, just across the spectrum, but these, so I don't think any of the other flavors are gonna beat this, but we'll see. Next up, another standard flavor of chip, sour cream and onion. I feel like sour cream and onion is one of those flavors that you just can't screw up. sour cream and onion chips are basically the same no matter what chip you get. I don't think I've ever had a sour cream and onion chip that I didn't like. I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess, wow, all of these are broken. I did a great job of picking one off the shelf that had nothing but broken chips in it. I genuinely cannot, there might be whole chips like down toward the bottom. I cannot find them. Yeah, it's just standard sour cream and onion. Nothing different or special about it. It's fine. I mean, sour cream and onion is a good chip. Sour cream and onion is never one of those flavors though that I actively choose. It's one of those, if someone has them at a party and you know, has like a bowl of them out, yeah, I'll snack on them. I'm never going to go to the store and go, you know what? I could go for sour cream and onion chips. It's never going to be my go-to. That being said, I'll put them smack dab in the middle. They're definitely not as good as the barbecue ones, but they are better than just plain chips. Next up, a flavor that I know I'm absolutely gonna hate, salt and vinegar. I can't say that I've ever had a salt and vinegar chip that I liked. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's the vinegar part that I don't like. I think actually it's the salt part that I don't like. Every time I've had a salt and vinegar chip, usually by accident because they don't have any color, so I usually just think they're plain potato chips until I taste them and then realize my mistake. But every time I've had one, it's just, it tastes like just, it's overloaded with salt. Basically like you took one of those, what are the Tostino's scoops, you know, used for salsa, but instead of salsa, you scooped up just a bunch of salt and ate that. That's what salt and vinegar chips taste like to me. I guarantee these are gonna be way down at the bottom. I don't know about some of the other flavors that I've just never tried. Maybe some will be worse than this, but this is gonna be pretty low. Oh my God. Okay, I can smell the vinegar. I can smell the vinegar. They do have like, there's like a weird like orange tint to them. So they do, I will give them points for being distinguishable from the original, because I feel like most salt and vinegar chips just don't do that. No, that's not the salt, that is the vinegar. I don't like that. I think the thing is, I just don't like vinegar. I like it as part of like ketchup and as an ingredient, but just vinegar being the main flavor. Those actually seem way less salty than most salt and vinegar chips that I've had. I will say on like a level of salt and vinegar chips, these are probably the best ones that I've tried, but oh, that is, hold on. I need a barbecue chip chaser. Oh, that's so much better. That's so much better. So yeah, as I predicted, salt and vinegar, way down at the bottom. I mean, some of the flavors coming up are extremely weird, so it's possible that they'll go lower than that, but I doubt it. Next up, and the last sort of normal flavor, cheddar. I haven't really had too many like cheddar chips. There was like some cheddar and sour cream chip that I had before, but like just plain cheddar, not really. Cause like Doritos are the only like cheese chip that I've had, and that's not cheddar, that's a separate type of cheese, I assume, unless these just taste like Doritos, like Frito-Lay got lazy and it's like, I don't know, like, let's just make Doritos but in Stax form and call it cheddar. Oh, I actually found, again, somehow I managed to choose the most broken of the containers, but I actually did find a full one. That seems like a lot of cheddar. I don't know how Lay's Stax does it, but like one of the sides is covered and the other one isn't. I don't know how they manage that, but that seems like a lot of cheddar on that one side. It's just all right. I mean, I don't really like cheddar in general. It's not like my favorite cheese. That one also, even though it looked like it had a lot of flavor, it really didn't. It didn't have a ton of flavor. The flavor's kind of there and then it goes away. Like, I don't know. I don't really think it's that good. I actually, gonna sound weird, I think I'm gonna put this below the original. It's very close. They're like neck and neck, but I think, me personally, I would choose the original over the cheddar. The cheddar's just like kind of all right. Let me taste another original just to verify that. Yeah, I think I would choose the original. Again, it is neck and neck. They're just like both sort of all right chips. They're not great. They're not bad. They're just there. All right, getting into the weird flavors now. We got bacon and cheddar potato skins. I don't know why they had to specify potato skins. I don't know why they don't call this like sour cream and onion potato skins or barbecue potato skins, because no shit, it's potato skins. It's literally made of potato. Potato on all of these is the first ingredient. What the fuck else would it be? They could have just called this bacon and cheddar, but for some reason they felt the need to specify potato skins. I don't know. Chip marketing's weird. I don't question it. I'm gonna guess this might be marginally better than the cheddar. I think it's gonna go here. I think it's gonna go between the original and the sour cream. I mean, that's it's very possible that we're in the weird flavors. It's very possible that I could taste this and just be god awful. It seems more evenly spread, but it's basically just a cheddar with dark specks on it. And that's not even just bacon. Some of it's green. Is that supposed to be like pepper or something? I don't eat baked potatoes. What is the green shit? Either way, let's try it. That's weird. So I mentioned having cheddar and sour cream potato chips before, like in the past. That's kind of what those taste like. It's sort of basically if you just mash these two together. I don't taste bacon. I don't taste bacon, but I honestly didn't expect to, because anytime something advertises like bacon as one of the flavors, it never tastes like bacon. But it's basically like if you just combine two of these two. Let me actually try that. So now we have a sour cream and a cheddar. No, that combination's worse. I shouldn't have done that. That combination's not really that great. It's not bad, but it's not. I mostly just taste the sour cream and onion. These, however, it's like cheddar and sour cream, but both are a lot more subtle. Like, you don't get overloaded on cheddar, but you also don't get overloaded on sour cream. It's weird. I don't really know how else to describe it. But I think actually, I might put it here. That's actually not bad. Again, it's sort of like in the same vein as the sour cream and onion, where it's not a flavor that I would actively choose. I wouldn't go out of my way and be like, hey, you know what I could really go for? Some bacon and, what the fuck is it? Bacon and cheddar potato skin. But it's all right. It's not bad. Next up on weird flavors, we've got buffalo wings with ranch. Gonna be honest, I don't eat wings either. I think I had buffalo wings once and they were just okay. So if this tastes like those, I'm gonna guess the chip's gonna be the same, just okay. Wow, that color though. That, if I didn't know any better, I would guess this is like a hot chip, because it's just like bright red. I would guess this is a flaming hot one, not buffalo wings with ranch. Oh, that just like kicks you in the face. I guess I can kind of taste the buff. Oh, that is also kind of like, I didn't think there was gonna be any heat to that. Like, it's not super hot, but my entire tongue is tingling, you know, like if you have like a hot snack. And it's not like super hot, but you can feel like your entire tongue tingling, and I feel back of my throat tingling. I was not expecting that. I was not prepared for that. I think I'm going to have to put it down here, partially because of the unadvertised heat, which isn't bad, but it's, oh, it does say hot and tangy. I think even without the heat though, the flavor, the heat is the only thing that really helps it. The taste is not good. That is not great. I didn't think I'd find something that I put below the salt and vinegar. That exceeded my expectations in the worst way. Let me move these out of the way a bit, give some space, because we are on to our final 3. I'm going to introduce all 3 of these at once because they're all sort of in the same vein. Apparently Buffalo was also in the same vein, but I didn't know that. We've got Flamas, we've got Chili Limon, and Extra Flamin' Hot. So these 3 flavors are clearly the ones that are advertised with like chili and stuff. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say all of these are going to be hot. I don't know how hot. I also don't, these 2 I actually had to order online. I don't know why they're red and also half in Spanish. Maybe it's just the flavors, but like even the nutrition facts are like, have both the English and the Spanish. I thought maybe they were only sold in like Spanish speaking areas, but one of them you can just get at Rite Aid. So And unfortunately, that's where my microphone batteries died, and I didn't realize it for the rest of the video. So the rest of the video is basically in silence. I thought about re-recording me trying those 3 chips, but I figured it wouldn't be near as good. Because I know what they taste like now, my reaction would not be anywhere near as good as it was in the video. So instead of re-recording them or anything like that, I'm just going to commentate over myself trying them in the past so we can see my initial reaction, and I'll just basically describe my thoughts as I was explaining them in the video. So basically when I was trying these chips, I wanted to, because I knew all of them would be hot, I wanted to try them in order from most hot or least hot to most hot. I'm basically just going through the process in my head, thinking the Flamas and the extra flaming hot ones both have fire on the labels, whereas the Chili Limon doesn't. So I decide I'm just going to try the Chili Limon first. One thing about Chili Limon, as I'm ranting about in the video, I looked up. I don't speak Spanish. I didn't take Spanish in high school. I took German, so I can't speak a word of Spanish. I looked up a translation for limon, and limon means lemon. So I don't know why there's a lime on the label. I thought maybe it was something like lost in translation, like limon. In the case of Chili Limon doesn't actually mean lemon. You know, sometimes there's weird translation things like that where the literal translation isn't what it means. However, I looked up Chili Limon because I figured it was like a spice. I didn't think Lay's created Chili Limon, and I did find a thing of Chili Limon spice with a lime on the front that had lemon powder as an ingredient, but didn't have anything lime related as an ingredient. So I have no idea why it's called Chili Limon when, or I guess I should say I know why it's called Chili Limon because there was lemon powder in it. There was lemon in it, but I don't know why they advertise lime on it. I don't know why that's always on the label. I'm trying to smell the chip in the video just to see if there's any sort of like scent to it, because anytime you get like a hot snack or something, if it's hot enough, you can kind of smell the heat in a way. It has just like a very specific smell, and as I'm trying it, you can see yeah, it's not great. I even just said in the video that's not good. So the chip is basically just sour. I don't know like who decided to make chips sour. I don't know why that was a thing that someone decided to do, but it's not good. It basically just tastes like sour chips with black pepper on it. It's not a good flavor. It also doesn't help that I don't like black pepper, so that flavor addition doesn't really help. And even though I like sour stuff usually, having that in chip form, chips are not supposed to be sour, in my opinion. So right here, I'm debating where to put this in my ranking, because it's definitely not good. I'm definitely going to put it below the cheddar, and for some reason, past me put it above the salt and vinegar. You can even see I'm kind of debating that. They're both pretty bad. Honestly, right now, after sitting on it for a week and thinking about it, I might put them below the salt and vinegar, if I'm gonna be honest. They were not good. And as for heat, there really wasn't any heat. I think there may have been a slight tingling, but even way less than the Buffalo had. Now, between the Flamus and the Extra Flaming Hot, I'm trying to figure out which one I think is going to be a lot hotter. And I'm thinking that the Extra Flaming Hot is going to be hotter. So I do end up ultimately choosing the Flamus to go next. Again, I'm trying to smell the chips. I actually just went and re-smelled them because I still have them in my kitchen, and it was not great. I don't really know how to describe it. As for the chip color, it is extremely red. It is bright red. So that tells me it's at least intended to be hot. I will also note, you can see me having to pump myself up. I don't really handle hot stuff very well. Not that I can't really handle it, I just don't eat hot stuff very often. And as you can see, that face was not because of the heat. That was because the chip just tasted sour again. It was basically the same as the chili limon, but just without the pepper taste. And there you can see the heat is kicking in. So I'm now suffering with the heat and the sour taste. I'd say it was a little hotter than the Buffalo. So at the very least, the advertising was correct. It was hot. But the taste, maybe it's just like a Hispanic thing. I don't know if chili limon and all that, if it's supposed to be like Mexican or a different Hispanic country, but maybe that's just a thing where sour flavors like that with chips is just a normal thing, and Lay's is just mimicking that. But I don't know why. It is not good. Ultimately, I do put it, I believe, above, yes, I put it above the chili limon. Even though it was sour, it wasn't quite the same flavor. It was a little bit better. That's not really saying much, but it was a little bit better than the chili limon. And there I go, chugging my chocolate milk to get rid of any of the heat left over from the Flamus, because I am preparing for the Extra Flaming Hot. Again, before we get to it, I don't normally eat super hot snacks, so at this point I'm not sure how I'm gonna handle it. I also don't know if it's gonna actually be hot. The Flamus was kinda hot, but I feel like generally when companies advertise like flamin' hot, and it's not like a company that specializes it's like a normal chip brand that just happens to make a hot chip, it's not really that hot. It's sort of overhyped, so them having all of the fire on it and everything, I was sort of thinking it might not end up being hot. It might end up just basically being a barbecue chip with maybe some heat. Again, smelling it, there's no hot smell, and as you can see, it doesn't taste bad. It's not sour like the other ones. The taste is almost non-existent. It just has a very like nothing taste. I don't really know how to describe it. And there you see, the heat is starting to kick in. There I am only dealing with the heat, unlike the other ones where I was also dealing with the sour. That is all heat, because the taste was not bad. This chip is probably the hottest snack I've ever had. Again, not saying much because I don't eat hot snacks, but it is pretty hot. It actually lived up to the Extra Flaming Hot name. It pretty much just coated my entire mouth with the heat. It was one of the only ones that I could feel like the heat in the back of my throat as well. It just, my entire mouth was hot. You can kind of see at this point, I'm even going in for another one. So even it being the hottest chip that I've ever had, it wasn't extremely hot. It wasn't like unbearably hot. If you're the kind of person that looks at the hottest hot one sauce and thinks, yeah, I could chug that without any problems, without it even affecting me at all, you're not gonna really feel that much heat with Extra Flaming Hot. But for someone like me that doesn't eat hot snacks, it was pretty hot. It was actually probably the right amount of heat where there it hits again after 2 chips. It was probably exactly the right amount of heat where you feel the heat, but it's still bearable. It's not unreasonably hot. And as you can see, I put it in the middle of the regular potato chips and the cheddar, and even after a week, I think I would still put it there. Because the flavor was kind of just inoffensive, I think it would be above the cheddar, and you can see there, I'm kind of debating whether I'd put it above the original. I think if you like hot snacks, I would definitely put it above the original. If you don't like hot snacks, well, I mean, I guess if you don't like hot snacks, it would probably be way down lower. So there you have it. That, as you can see, is my final ranking. I guess I'm still suffering from the heat in the video, but the barbecue chips, they were absolutely top. Like, if I had to choose between those 10 as my go-to chip, it's still the barbecue chips. I mentioned that in the video. I mentioned I don't think anything's gonna pass it, and as of right now, it doesn't. At least in terms of Lay's stacks. There may be some other chip that's not barbecue, that's not a Lay's stack, that I would choose over those, but if I'm just going between those 10, it's gonna be barbecue every time. Even the second place, the bacon and cheddar, it's not even a close second. The barbecue chip just runs away with it. I'd say in terms of the rankings, the only surprises were the bacon and cheddar. I thought the bacon and cheddar was going to be god awful, because generally when you have those weird flavors, it doesn't taste like what it's advertised. And to be fair, it didn't really taste like what was advertised. I don't taste bacon in the bacon and cheddar. I mentioned that in the video. I taste the cheddar, so that part's fine, but I don't taste the bacon at all. The other surprise was the extra flaming hot, partially because of how hot it was, again, because a lot of the, hey, we advertise these as hot kind of chips, or snacks in general, end up not being hot, or they end up tasting god-awful. It had a very inoffensive flavor, and was still pretty hot, and I didn't think it was going to be middle of the pack. I thought that was going to be towards the bottom. As for the 4 at the bottom, they deserve at the bottom. They deserve to be at the bottom. The 2 were just sour as hell. The buffalo, I don't know what you call that flavor. And salt and vinegar, I could understand why people like salt and vinegar. I just don't like vinegar, it seems like. So it was never going to be anywhere near the top for me. I knew that one coming into it. I knew it was going to be basically down at the bottom. So pretty much the entire rest of the lineup there was just not a surprise. So that was me trying every flavor of Lay's Stacks, or at least the like active roster, because again, I didn't try any of the discontinued ones, because I even looked for some of the discontinued ones before I did this, and they were just out of stock on Amazon. I'm pretty sure they would have been the kind where I wouldn't be able to find them anywhere outside of maybe like one eBay post where it's like, hey, I got these, if you want one, it's like $20, and I don't care enough to spend $20 on a discontinued chip that I'm probably going to just absolutely hate, because there were flavors like pizza and hamburger, and again, like the bacon and cheddar potato skins, those never turn out well, even though I guess the bacon and cheddar potato skins did actually turn out well. But to make up for the fact that my microphone died and I had to kind of hack together a solution for that with me commentating over myself, while I do the outro, I am going to suffer through these. Yeah, I still have them. I've been snacking on the Lay's Stacks in general. I think I finished like 3 or 4 of the flavors, but these I still have. So what I am going to do, I am going to eat 1 or 2 of these chips and then do the outro of this video, and hopefully that'll make up for me not thinking to check my microphone. Also, like I mentioned, it's been a week since I have tried these, so even though I just watched my reaction, who knows, these might be way worse than I remember, or I might look it past me and go, what the fuck was his problem? Bottoms up. Yeah, the flavor's just kind of like not bad, but not great. It's just sort of okay. There's the heat though. My tongue's tingling. And there it goes. It's spreading. Let's have one more for good measure. The worst part is I don't have any more chocolate milk or even regular milk to wash this down, so I just mostly have to hope that drinking normal liquid helps and just wait it out. Also, again, they're hot to me because I don't... Oh, my nose is running. They're hot to me because I don't eat hot snacks. Someone that normally eats hot snacks or eats stuff that's way hotter than this, like hot chili and stuff like that, won't see this, won't think this is hot. I was just about to say it's also dying down, and then it like flared back up in the back of my throat. One more. Honestly, it doesn't seem to be getting any worse. I feel like it peaked and my body kind of just got used to it. It's actually, like, it's still there. It's still oh, it just kicked back on in the back of my throat. But anyway, if you want to see more videos like this where I actually make sure that my microphone's recording, let me know in the comments. It doesn't have to be food. It also doesn't have to be in this format where I'm like sitting at my table trying stuff. It could be something in like a tier list type of format or something like that. But if you want to see anything like that, let me know in the comments. Let me know of what you'd want to see, whether it is some sort of food, whether it's rating something else. I don't know. I'm having a little bit of trouble thinking right now. But anyway, for now, I am just going to end this video here. So thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.